Well, hello there, beautiful people. This is Christine, your DIY craftaholic. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and if you are new, welcome to you as well. This is another month of What Would You Make? More about that in the video, but let's jump right in. So for our first inspiration, we're using this wood house and crate from the Crafters Square section from Dollar Tree. And there I'm just removing the tag from behind. And we are making a dual or two DIYs in one actually. You know I love those things. So I painted them both with 2 coats of this Waverly paint. And I had to put some painter's tape on the inside of the chalkboard section there because I didn't want to get paint on that side. And I painted the borders, painted the reverse side, and also painted the crate. And as you can see there, a little of the paint got on the chalkboard side. I'm using this stencil from Dollar Tree as well, and I'm only using the section that says Our Story. So what I did there, I applied some Mod Podge so the paint wouldn't bleed through, and then I took one of this chunky brush from Dollar Tree. I thought I could get away with using that, but I started out, and as you can see, it didn't work out too well for me. It was too stiff, and so then I had to switch to the small dapper to finish the job. So I'm just stenciling on the Or, and then when that dried, I placed the tape at the back and then worked on the Story section. There I'm using the small sponge dabber, and that worked out even better than the stencil brush. I'm not sure why I didn't think of that before. And a little part bled through, but after I dried it, I took some paint and just filled out the areas that I needed to touch up. And there I'm using the black furniture marker to do the black section. And this is how I will be assembling it. Now I left a little part on the edge there unpainted because I wanted to use that part for the glue. This is a napkin I got from Temu, Farmhouse napkin, and I selected that pale, removed the outer layer, and then I applied some Mod Podge to the board, dried it a little bit, and then placed the napkin down. And this works best for me because the heat allows the Mod Podge to reactivate, and then that gives you a better hold. And then I just took the brayer and smoothed that out. I could use my heat press, but because of the angle of the board, it was best to use the heat gun. And here I'm just touching up that little section because after placing the crate down, I realized that a little part would have been exposed that was unpainted. And then to decorate the crate a little bit more, I cut out these 2 little sections from this transfer pack from Dollar Tree and use the craft stick to just transfer that on. And then for the reverse side, this is also from Dollar Tree. I didn't want the brown border on there, it was too thick, so I removed that. This is 3D, so I removed the top piece because I wanted everything flat. And then I applied some Eileen's tacky glue and glued that on there. This is also reusable. If you decide to reuse the chalkboard side, you can easily remove that piece. I placed it all the way up there because I was thinking of adding something else below it, but then changed my mind. And then here I am taking a piece of the jute, just burning off the fuzzies. I'm not sure why these jute cords are so fuzzy. And I applied some hot glue there to hold the jute cord down, and I wrapped that all around this little piece. Made a small bow with my buffalo check ribbon, trimmed down the ends and glued that right at the top. Tack down the tails a little so they're not flying all over the place. And now I'm ready to glue the crate on. I'm using some wood glue, and this is also from Dollar Tree, as well as some hot glue for quick hold, making sure that they're not touching. Then place the crate on. Now you guys can do whatever you choose to do. I just left it as is. And then I'm just going over now with a little Mod Podge to seal everything in. And it is done. Now this is What Would You Make challenge, hosted by Zaina from OK at Home and Connie from Connie's Woodshop and DIYs. And our guest hosts this month are Yanni and Diane from Deco Easy. Now I will leave the links to the host and co-host in the description box below. So after you get done watching my video, please go down and check them out, as well as the playlist. Now let's jump into our second inspiration. We had to replace a few slats on our bed, and when we purchased it, it came too long, so my husband cut it down. And of course, he knows me very well. He's like, here, you have this. I'm like, oh yeah. So I sanded it down with the sanding block and painted it with some white paint. And here I'm just taking a little of the black chalk paint to just distress the edges. Not too much, just a little bit. And this one is not reversible, guys. I know I love reversible, but I am not using the other side for this one, just doing one side. But of course, and like I always say, there's a lot of real estate on the reverse side of your project, so you can use them as much as you want to, but I'm just using one side. And this one is going to be very simple. Now after I did that, I went again with my Dollar Tree rub-on transfers, and I took off the section of this one that says Simply Blessed. And then for the stickers, I'm using this basket or this crate of sunflowers. So I transferred the Simply Blessed, the crate of sunflowers. I just removed the top part, and this one is not 3D, and place that there. And now to hang it, I'm going to wrap a piece of this jute cord, started at the back, and just wrap that around a few times, 3 times, and then tack that down with the hot glue, leave enough for hanging, and then did the same thing to the other side. New to my channel or coming over from the playlist, welcome. I'm so happy you joined me today. Here on my channel, I do DIYs on a budget, dupes, look for less, and some occasional Dollar Tree shopping hauls and thrift flips. If you love budget-friendly DIYs like these and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing and be sure to hit that notification bell. Hit it again and select all so YouTube notifies you whenever I upload new videos. And then because it was looking a little bit bare, I took a wooden bead, cut that in halves, and just used a little Waverly Antique wax to just color that, and then just glue that down with some hot glue. I took this outside and applied some Mod Podge spray, and this one is done. Enjoy this 10-second intermission. Now for inspiration number 3. I got these gemstone wooden beads from Woodpecker's Craft, and I used some in a previous DIY. I leave that video linked above. But guys, if you are not buying your wood products from Woodpecker's Craft, you are missing out. I am an affiliate and my link is in my description box. Check that out. And then this pack came from the Dollar Tree. I'm taking out the sides that I think would go best with these beads. This is how I do my painting sometimes. I either put it on the skewer or I place them in the bag with the paint. And this only needed a small amount, guys. Just a small amount. So I applied the paint and here I'm just rubbing that up in the bag just as it is. And look at how much coverage I'm getting with just that small amount of paint. And of course, getting my fingers all dirty. And then I set that aside, and for the white ones, because I'm going to be painting those white, I did those on the skewer. And I used 2 small clamps to stand as feet. And here I'm just using a little of the Apple Barrel acrylic white paint to cover these. Now you can either use a clamp to hold the beads together or you can use a clamp as a stand. And this wooden tag, also from Dollar Tree, I'm painting this both sides. And here I go with my napkin again. I am selecting another piece. This one is like an envelope. Well, it's not the envelope. I think it's a little crate. And here I'm using the parchment paper and the heat gun again. Didn't have my heat press plugged in, so the heat gun works. And then I took the nail file and just filed off the excess from the edges. And I did both sides. And now we are ready to assemble our garland. And I left the beads in the bag as you saw, and they were dry. Look at that. And because I was rubbing them around a little bit too much, some of the paint rubbed off. So I had to go in and use a little more black paint to just touch that up. But I left them in the bag, guys, and they dried. I didn't have to take them out and wipe them off or anything like that. And after they dried, I applied some Mod Podge, just to give them a little sheen and to seal the paint. Now this part is optional for you. If you don't like sheen, then you can leave them as is. But I would say go for the Mod Podge because that helps to give it a finished look and to protect the paint. Guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I'm so happy that you decided to join me here today. Don't forget to check out the host channels as well as the guest host channel and the playlist in my description box below. So as you saw while I was talking, to make the tassel, I just wrapped that around my fingers a couple times. And then I took a piece of the buffalo check ribbon, added that to it. And then I assembled the beads on a piece of jute. And all I am doing here is just wrapping a piece of tape around the end so it gives me a pointed tip, and that would help to string the beads easier. Tied the tassel on. and at the other end I tied the tag. Don't forget to check out the host channels. Now for our final reveal. Here is our reversible home sign and crate. Now you can use this as a planter, as a storage, whatever you choose, that's perfect. Let me know which one was your favorite. If you love budget-friendly content like this and you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and do so before you leave. And I will leave this video right here for more budget-friendly content, and check out this playlist right here. But stay safe, my friends, until my next time. Bye.